the voting and elections office yourself? Oh, there it is. Thanks. Thank you.
Hi, can I help you?
Hi, I just have a few questions. Can a third party register a group of people to vote? Is that possible? For the registrations, voter registrations. Like if I worked at a nursing home, could I, and they aren't able to come in, am I able to, would I be able to bring in their forms?
The registration?
The registration
Sure.
forms. Okay.
You know, we also go to nursing homes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You work somewhere, or?
I just had questions about that. So, if I bring in their registration forms, would I need to bring their IDs in also?
No.
Okay. No IDs, and
no.
they're just registered to vote.
They're just registered to vote.
Okay.
Right. As long as they're far enough in advance.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay. How far in advance does it have to be?
Oh, 20 days before an election.
20 days before an election. Okay, yeah, just like we had one person, Thomas Brady, just happened to be assaulted in Minnesota, so he's going through a lot of depression. He can't come in to register to vote. So
that's all right.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I can give you a form if you want.
Okay, thank you.
And you need more than one?
Could I have 15?
15 of them? Sure, we've got them here.
Gonna help register people?
We'll see.
Well, great.
I'll just give you there's more than 15 there.
Okay, great.
And you can just mail them in.
Mail them in? Okay, great.
They go to Hennepin County, and then, or you can bring them here, and then we can take them over to Hennepin County.
Okay. Okay, and now for the absentee ballots, would they have to mail them in, or do I have to?
What we would do is we have to get an application from them, and then it comes to us, and then we mail them the ballot. Once we get an application.
Once you get an application. Okay, now would it be possible for me to bring in their absentee ballot applications to you? Okay.
And
there's an application.
And if you bring these in, we would, if you deliver these here in person, we would stamp these IP in person because they were delivered by you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
or they can be mailed in.
Yeah.
Also, if you have.
Now this is the old one.
That's what we have.
Okay. So these are for ballots that would be available like 46 days before the August primary.
Okay. So if I say if say 15 people wanted to vote absentee, I could just bring in the absentee ballots applications.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, and then you could mail the ballots to the address that we need you to mail them to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they don't need any ID to prove themselves. No.
Well, they have to put on here
Okay.
their either the last four of their social security number or a Minnesota driver's license. Or if they don't have that, they just mark it on there that they don't have that.
Okay.
And then they need to remember which one they did. Sometimes we just say fill in both, because then when the envelope comes to them with the absentee ballot in it, they need to fill that number out again.
Okay.
And it has
do
to
they need
match
their
what's on the
signatures
state.
notarized or anything?
No.
No. Okay.
Here's an envelope that would come back to us. And here again, they would have to put the same number here that they put on here. And they have to sign it
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
and date it.
Okay. Great.
These all match up.
Okay. So yeah, so if I got the registration forms in, they're registered to vote just upon. Okay. Great.
They will receive a postcard telling them they're registered and where to vote.
Okay.
And then, of course, it will all change maybe because of redistricting.
Okay, I see. All right. Well, thank you very much for your help. I think I got all my questions answered.
Thing I wanted to say. Oh, this application here is for a regular absentee voter. There's another form that can be used by people who permanently expect to not be able to go to the polls and vote, like for age or disability?
Mm-hmm.
It's this one.
Okay.
This one they can fill out, and then they would automatically receive one of these in the mail.
Okay. They would fill out an application for an absentee ballot, then they receive the ballot in the mail.
Well,
That's this process.
Okay.
Right.
This is like, I'm going to be at school, so I send this in.
Right. Okay.
But say
They're permanently
permanently,
I
no,
see.
they can't go.
Okay.
This means they permanently, every time there's an opportunity, get the application, because we want to make sure that voter is still alive and at that same address,
Okay.
to be blunt.
All right.
And you were saying this one gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
Thomas Brady. Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to come in and vote. So if he filled this form out, then he would get on the list where he would automatically, every election, get one of these forms in the mail, which he would then fill out and mail to us, and then we would send him a ballot.
Okay, and what are the guidelines for perpetually receiving an absentee ballot?
Just fill this out.
Just fill this out?
These reasons.
Yeah,
Okay.
for these reasons.
Okay, and then does he have to
disability.
does he have to go through a process, or no? He just
That's the process.
This is
checks
it.
off.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
So
for-
theoretically, I could just say
There's no.
You could.
I'm ill for the rest of my life, and I could just get an absentee ballot for the rest.
You could.
I could,
There's no
yeah.
reason police.
There's no reason, police. Okay.
Police to reason.
Okay.
Check on the reason.
All
For
right.
instance, I told my parents to sign up for this because they're 80-some. Now, my mother would like to go to the polls alone, but she can't leave my dad. So I'd say, if you're over 85, Mom, you get to say illness or disability.
Okay.
I think
see.
it should say age,
Right.
65 or older.
Okay.
And whatever. Because, people who can't predict their health or how their ability to walk matches up with the weather
Right,
and the
right.
ice,
Okay. All right. I think
But
I'm
we
all
have
set.
people much younger than 65 that fill this out.
I see.
I mean, because they have a legitimate reason.
But there would be no way of knowing if someone was misrepresenting themselves on the form. That's correct.
But we're not the police.
Right. Not the police. Okay. All right. Thank you for your help. I think
welcome.
got all my questions
So
answered.
take that with
All right.
you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes, can you tell me where the voting and elections office is?
That is the part of customer service. Let's see. What did you need to do?
I just have some questions about voter registration.
Okay. This is Elmer at the link desk. There's a man here that has some questions about voting. Can I put him on? Yeah.
Hello? Hi, is it possible to meet in person? Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to go talk to her. Yep, thank you. Hi, I just have a few questions about voter registration.
Okay.
Can a third party register a group of voters? Is that possible? Bring in their applications?
You can bring them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if I worked at a nursing home, I could bring in their applications if they can.
As long
Okay.
as they're the ones filling it out and signing it.
Okay. And do I need their identification?
No.
Their IDs for that? No.
We'll mail them a verification card
A verification card? Okay.
to them.
Okay. So they get the verification card in the mail? Is that okay?
Correct.
And then they put that in with their application
For what?
for registering. Like
That's confirming that we received it and processed it. So
okay.
they're getting confirmation back from us. That's what the card is about.
Okay, but there's no they don't need to put any form of ID to prove that.
On the form, there is a spot for the last four of their social or their driver's license, so that's already built into the form.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take any ID from them. That's only for election day registration, where we need ID in person.
Okay, great.
Otherwise, we do verification of their numbers.
Okay.
Process.
Okay, and then they're all registered to vote. They're all set. Okay. And then for absentee ballots, if they can't come in, is
They
that
can apply for an absentee, and we have.
okay?
I mean, if you're doing strictly, are you doing strictly a nursing home?
I just had some general questions about the nursing home
Because
process.
the nursing
Yeah.
homes are taken care of by the cities.
Okay.
We go through the list every year
Okay.
with the city and get new residents registered and apply for absentee.
Okay.
Because the city goes and assists them for that.
Okay. And then for the, I heard something about you can receive.
You can do a permanent, yeah.
Okay.
And that's what most of the nursing homes are.
Okay.
They're on the permanent list.
Okay. And they just fill that out, and again, they don't need their ID.
Not for mail.
Not for mail.
Not for the mailing
Okay.
purposes.
Okay.
They'll put on the back of their signature envelope for voting absentee, they'll put their numbers on there. Again, either the last four, whatever they put on their application to apply for the ballot, they will put that on the back of the envelope. And
Okay.
that's verified again when we get their ballot back.
Okay, but is there any way to verify their signature? I mean, are there any stopgaps for, like, do they need it notarized or anything? No.
Not their ballot, no.
Not their ballot, no.
Nope.
Okay.
We'll verify who they are by the numbers that they put on their forms.
But even for the application, I mean, how does the city...
Which application?
Like the
absentee
application
one?
for the permanent
For the
absentee.
absentee.
Yeah.
I believe their numbers are on that form as well.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. Let me take that back. The request is a request to get on the absentee list, and then every election that they're eligible to vote in, we send them the application that has the numbers on that they have to provide,
Okay.
and that's what we match to with their ballot.
Okay. But as far as I mean, in theory, I could just, say I have some illness or disability that keeps me at home, and there's no there's no way that the state would know otherwise. Is that even if it?
You are signing a statement
Right.
on the form that the information you are providing is true and correct.
Yeah, it's going to be automatic.
That's it. That's just so it's just kind of honor system.
Yes, I mean, it's been like that for many years. That Minnesota's kind of after the fact type of a state, and we do catch people that do things, and they're investigated and charged. But it is after the fact.
Right after the fact. Okay.
Yeah, my election judges have a hard time with that.
Right,
And
because
it's
I mean, it
change
seems
the law,
like
change the law.
yeah, that's because it seems like anyone could just say I'm disabled or I have this,
Well,
and they could, and especially someone if
People do with absentee voting because we don't have in law that you need a reason to vote absentee ballot.
So you don't even need a reason to vote absentee.
You do in
okay.
Minnesota, but
Okay.
people lie.
Right.
They lie, and they'll just say I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't prove it.
Right.
It's like, whatever. So I think eventually we'll get to the point where we'll have something similar to early voting, which has been on my laundry list since the 80s.
Right.
That I mean, it would really be nice to have that, but.
Do you know how frequently the voter fraud absentee happens?
Oh, we investigate. Every major election, there's something that comes up that needs checking into.
I see. And you think it could be prevented?
Well, it's hard to know. People will continue to vote if they're a felon. I mean, that'll happen because they claim I didn't know. So you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to have felons vote, and that was another issue that came up too. If they're not in prison, let them vote. So that's another theory.
I see.
So who are you with?
I'm just trying to get some general questions about voting process and registration and stuff. All right.
With organization or?
No, just independent.
Newspaper?
So not a newspaper, no. But thank you for your time. You've been very helpful.
Sure, you're
and
welcome.
I appreciate all the answers.
Okay, you're
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.
Do you do voting registration here?
Down to the very end of the hall to your left.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Excuse me? Excuse me? Hi. Do you, voter registration, you guys do that?
Yeah, I can get somebody to help you. Sorry, there wasn't anyone up here.
Okay, yes. Hello. Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Can a third party register other persons to vote?
No.
No?
Nope.
They can't? Okay. If I work at a nursing home and I have people there who are immobile,
Sure.
elderly folks and disabled
You
folks?
can assist them, absolutely, and we can give you some voter registration, but they have to make a mark on the bottom themselves, and you can mail it for them, but you can help them fill it out and everything,
Okay.
but they have to be somewhat involved.
Okay.
If-
Oh,
if just
absolutely.
by
No, I
making a mark.
understand.
Yep.
Okay. So I would bring the forms to them and they would fill them out and I would bring the filled out forms back to yourself? Or
Right,
here?
or you can mail them in a packet, but there are some rules regarding the difference between a voter registration drive versus not. But if you just have them fill it out and mail it, or you can bring them back.
Do you have copies of the forms here?
Yep, they're
or-
sitting right there. I don't know how
Right
many
here?
you need more than that.
Oh, just about 20
Where do you work?
folks. Well, does that matter?
No.
Is it? Okay.
No, we work with nursing homes, so I was just wondering.
Do you need, okay.
if you worked for a nursing home?
Do they need like IDs for each person?
Nope. You just fill out those forms, and then, or if you want to help them, you can fill it out and then just have them sign right there next to the X.
Okay, so I just bring out the filled out forms. Do they need to come in they don't need to
Nope.
come in themselves?
Nope.
Thomas Brady can't come in. He actually broke his leg over the weekend.
Sure.
So that's not possible. Okay.
No problem. Yep. So you just have them fill that out, and then in the back, you can just you fold it in half and like fold this over, and you can mail it.
Okay. Now, for picking up their absentee ballots, how would that go?
Okay. They would have to fill out an absentee application. I can give you some of those as well.
Okay.
And then you would just have to either mail those. Those can be faxed in, but we do need the originals for the voter registrations.
Okay.
For absentee, you can fax those in, and then we'll mail them out the ballots.
Okay.
But again, if they're in a nursing, I don't know if it's assisted living or nursing home or what the...
It'd be a nursing home.
Nursing home? Okay. In St. Paul? Because
Mhm.
we go to every nursing home.
It would be in St. Paul, yes.
Okay, because we go out to every nursing home and administer in-person absentee voting every year.
Okay.
So that's that's an option for them as well.
Oh,
and we
okay.
work with people at each nursing home, so I'm not sure if you talk to Angela or not, but she's our nursing home coordinator.
Oh, okay.
I can give her your contact information.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I'll just get the process started
Sure,
here.
no
I
problem.
appreciate that. So I just bring out the filled out forms back here, and we're all set. And then I just,
Yep, and then they would have to fill out an absentee ballot application and send that in to us if they want an absentee ballot.
okay.
But Angela is proactive in sending out absentee applications to each nursing home.
Oh, we probably already have them there.
Yeah. What
We
facility
would
are
probably
you?
already
Do you-
have them.
do
Does
you
it
know?
matter? Do I need?
No.
Do you need an ID for each?
No, I
Okay,
don't. I was just
okay.
wondering because I know which ones we work with. So.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I see. Well, most of the folks there are actually pretty embarrassed to be there, to be honest, the elderly folks.
Okay.
And they would prefer just to,
Not a problem.
No.
I was just wondering.
but I appreciate it. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
no problem.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how about you?
Just had a couple quick questions. Can a third party register a group of people to vote?
I'm gonna have to check.
Okay,
Sorry.
thanks.
Wait, do you mean actually like fill out the forms for people?
No, just register that. If other people fill out the forms and they.
Oh yeah, you could turn them in.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can give you some registration forms, but the people have to, complete and sign the form.
Okay. Do they need their IDs?
No.
They don't need their
no.
IDs? Okay.
But you do need to make sure you complete either your Minnesota license or ID card or your social number.
Okay, so I could just bring in the forms and they wouldn't need an ID. I wouldn't need to bring in their IDs.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to take a couple of these and have some people fill them out, then you can bring them back in and they can mail them in.
Okay. And then like if I worked at a nursing home, and a group of people they can't make it in, could I come in and pick up the forms or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to pick up the forms, and there's actually, if you're already, there's actually a vouching slot for nursing home employees.
Okay.
So there's like a signature line. So if you're an employee there, and you can vouch for people, and I think the limit for vouching is 15.
Limit for vouchings.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could just come pick up their ballots and then turn them in for them, and then.
For that, they'd have to do an absentee application.
Okay.
And so that would have to go through the mail. Like, you couldn't just hand in all their ballots.
Okay.
And they'd have to go into the secrecy envelope and then into the mailing envelope.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
folks
assist in voter registration?
They would put the paperwork together for her and do all that.
Just have a quick question.
Okay. I can try and answer, otherwise I'll call someone from elections.
Okay. Is it possible for a third party to assist other persons in registering?
Let me find out.
Okay.
The initial order can be filed, can be signed by the judge, putting promises immediately. Then he can. Yeah, that's, yeah.
I have a gentleman
Doesn't
who
matter.
has
And
questions
then,
about voter registration.
that would be enough to get him to go to his place in Wisconsin.
Someone will be right with you. She'll
Okay.
right up over here.
All right.
Maybe just a moment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you know the officer or? Hey there.
Hello.
What can I
Hi.
do for you?
Is it possible for a third party, to assist other individuals in registering to vote?
As far as like filling out the form, they have to sign it.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? I mean, you could fill this out as long as the actual voter signs it.
Okay.
And I do need their signature.
I
Is
see.
that all right?
If I work at a nursing home not too far from here, over in Hastings, would it be possible for me to get copies of these forms and
distribute them to the nursing home?
those?
Sure. You can take some. How many did you want?
I only need like 20, really.
Did you want 20?
20 would be perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. Did you just want to take these? Is that going to be enough for you?
That looks like that would suffice. So
All right. Yep. And they are available online too.
they don't need to come in person?
No. No,
Do
but
I
they
need
do need their signature.
Okay. Do I
So,
need?
like, if you are actually filling out all this information, if you know it, as far as their names, address, dates of birth, and all that. You said you worked there. Okay, yeah. So if you know all that information, then you could assist them that way if they need help.
Okay, I see.
And then they have to sign it.
They would have to sign it,
Yep.
right? So, all I have to do is bring in the completed forms, and that's all you would need for them to be
Yep.
registered.
Yep.
You don't need a driver's license or anything else from them?
No, our system goes out and verifies people either via the driver's license or their social security number.
Oh, okay.
Last 4 digits. So it kind of is an automatic type process that'll go out and verify that these people. They probably were registered someplace else prior to being put in the nursing home, I would assume. So we would just pull that record off and move them to the new address.
If a number of them are immobile, for example, Timothy Tebow actually, he got in a car accident recently, and I don't think he's going to be able to physically come in to cast a ballot and vote.
You can always absentee vote.
Okay.
Our August primary is the 14th of 13th. I've been writing these dates down, and August 14th, and the general is November 6th.
Okay.
What they can do is, I do have another form that they could fill out if they're, is this a state licensed nursing home? In
Yes,
Hastings?
it would be,
Are
yes.
you in Dakota County or Washington County?
I believe
Parts of
Washington.
County.
I believe we're in Washington, I would
Yeah,
assume.
we have some state facilities.
Would it
that
matter
go
too
there.
much?
No, because normally, see what happens. No. I mean, you could fill out these
Okay.
forms. Well, if they reside in Dakota County, I can look them up. Why don't we do that?
Well, you know what, how about this? I can get the process started. I don't think it matters too much. These are very private people anyways who are somewhat embarrassed to be in a so-called assisted living. How would, just generally speaking, for the absentee ballot, how would that work?
Okay,
Would
we have absentee voting that starts 45 days before any election. They can either in person or by mail.
Okay.
Those forms are always available on our website about probably 2 months. I don't even know, she might even have them out there sooner.
So they we would just print them off on your
print them
website.
off, and they could fill them out and mail them into us, or you could fax them into us.
Okay.
But there again, we would need their signature.
Okay.
Okay, and then we once we get the applications, we just mail them the ballot, they vote it, and then all the envelopes and envelopes where they have to sign, a witness has to sign, and then a return postage paid envelope is all included with instructions, and then they just mail that back to us before election day.
Okay.
The other thing is that if they're gonna permanently be voting absentee, there is another form that I can have them fill out. I'll get you a copy of that, and then you can see if anybody wants to do that. Whereas what happens then is if they feel they're always going to be voting absentee, they fill out this form, and then we just flag their record that says they're a recurring absentee voter, and we would just automatically mail them an application if they choose to vote in that. So we mail out an application to any election that they're eligible to vote in that's coming up.
Okay.
And then if they choose to vote that election, they would fill it out and send it back. If they don't want to vote it, say if they're not interested in one particular one or whatever, they don't have to fill it out, but they'll automatically just get that application to fill out and send back to us.
Okay. Well, we have. Can I have a couple copies of that form, just maybe one or two? Because I think we only have maybe two who have that situation where they're probably going to be voting absentee for.
And I believe all of those are also, like I said, the applications for the voter registration, the applications for the fall elections will be on our website. So if you should find that you need further documents that we're giving you, I don't have the actual form, it'll look like this. This is March. We have a couple townships or whatever. But this is what'll happen if they flag that they want to always be a recurring one. They'll get something that looks like this. They can fill it out and sign it. It tells them what to do with it and back, and return it to us, and we just mail them the ballot.
Okay, I see.
Okay, so that's what they would get if they fill out this recurring form.
All right.
Otherwise, this type of a form, and again, it'll look different because it'll be different dates. This is for March. This type of form, if you want further information, is always on our website too.
Okay.
It's,
so we can just print them off from your website and fill them out, and they would sign it, and we could just mail it in? Well, that's handy, and that's easy.
Yeah. I will get you that other form too. That's on that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so at any rate, I went out, I think it's some fireman in Tennessee or whatever, and I didn't go in. But I think there's so much crap, and she's fueled by the internet stuff. She's in this, the government's going to do this and do that, or whatever else. Yeah. Reality, And some of them have I know. Is it worse today, or is it just that more comes to light?
But this is what it looks like if they want to always vote by absentee.
Okay.
And like I said, then it would be just more of an automatic process. When an election comes up, like I said, we'd send them a form so it's similar to that.
If Scott Baker, one of our residents, is extremely senile, to put it lightly, would that be sufficient excuse to warrant an absentee ballot?
Is he able to vote though? Or is he?
He seems.
Would he be able to
he would be.
comprehend?
He's able. He watches.
You know what I mean? I don't want somebody. We don't advocate for somebody voting for him because he's not capable of making a choice. So yes, we consider absentee voting for the. There's 4 different reasons. Actually.
Well,
it would be like an illness.
He spends a lot of time.
Disability.
He spends a lot of time on the internet and watching TV. So I would assume
more like in a nursing home, more than likely it's for illness or disability. I
Okay,
can't tell you
well-
which one's a check, but, you know, that would be.
I think he understands politics and current events. He's just someone who probably wouldn't be good driving.
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't advocate anyone voting for
Okay.
them. Please don't, we don't encourage
Obviously.
that. But, yeah, I mean, you can assist somebody as far as like filling in their choices if they're not able to do that, because we have people with Parkinson's that can't. They're real shaky or whatever, so then they'll ask us to fill it in the ovals for them because they're not able to stay within the circle because they're so shaky. So, I mean, in that case, if
That's
they
Thomas
ask you
Brady,
to do,
one of our residents.
if they ask you to do something like that, yes, you are able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just you're not supposed to sway anybody one way or the
Okay.
other. Like if someone were to come up here and ask me to help them fill it out, I could help them fill it out. They'd have to sign it. If they really wanted me to help mark their ballots, we have also a voting machine that they can use to mark. That we would they could use that, or if they want us to, we can. Certainly would help them with that too, but it would be at their request.
Okay, I see. Well, thank you so much.
So like
This
I said,
is very
either
helpful.
if they're interested in always voting by absentee, fill out the voter reg and then attach that too.
Okay, thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
She could go in the room because the building's full.
Hi. I just have a few questions about voting registration. Is it possible for a third party to register a group of voters? Like if I worked at a nursing home, could I register? I could bring in their applications
You could
for
bring
them.
in their applications. If they've signed them, you could deliver them to us, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And now do I need to bring in their IDs or anything?
No, not if it's before there's a pre-registration cutoff. That's 21 days before each election.
Mm-hmm.
And so as long as we receive those and enter those in, there's a verification through the Social Security Department as far as their IDs. And so that's kind of a verification process for pre-registration so that you don't have to show the ID. Now, if they were to go into the polling place on Election Day to register, they would need to have some a valid proof of ID that fits the statutes.
Okay.
But as far as helping to facilitate their registrations, and they've signed them and bringing them to us, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, and for absentee ballot applications, if they can't make it to the polls, could I bring in their applications also?
Yes.
Okay, I could bring in their applications. And for that...
Are you part of a group, or I'm just trying to make sure to understand a lot of times we'll have the healthcare facility visit for the people in the nursing home, and we do coordinate that with the directors of the nursing home facilities, where we actually have someone go and do that in person too. So, and we get information and applications. So just to try to make sure to understand,
right?
How you fit in with that, or what your intentions are.
Yeah, I just had some general questions for some people who were wondering, about the process.
Yeah, they certainly can do the absentee ballot process, and then we would need to send that to them. I mean, you can certainly help get the applications as opposed to like sending them in the mail or something like that. And then we would need to mail that absentee ballot materials to them and have them witness it, and have witnesses and all the other things.
Okay. And then the ballots, can those ballots be picked up and be delivered to them, or
you
have to mail them?
To them.
Okay, great. And
so
then
we either mail them or they come in person, or we have the healthcare facility process where we have 2 election judges go out.
Okay, I see.
Them with that.
Help them.
Yeah, as far as bringing the ballots and having the materials, and
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And now for the, I know that I heard there's something about you can permanently receive.
There's a permanent absentee application, so if someone knows that with it being health issues, that that's not going to change as far as their ability to get to the polling place, they can fill out a permanent absentee application. That doesn't mean that a ballot is automatically going to go to them each election. That means we're going to send them an application each year. They still have to fill out the application for each election to receive an absentee ballot, but what we do is there's a certain deadline, and we send those applications automatically to them. They return the applications, and then we can do the rest of the ballot process as normal. So it just kind of facilitates, you know, rather than having to call or send us something to request an absentee ballot application every year.
Okay, I see. And when they fill out the absentee ballots, do they need the signature notarized or anything, or is there any way of determining?
The signature, they have to have a witness. They have to have a valid witness according to the laws. So someone has to basically give their name and their address in Minnesota and sign it saying, yes, I know I witnessed that this person voted their own ballot. The only thing where it would be notarized.
Is that for all absentee ballots? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to have a valid witness, and that's either a registered voter in the state of Minnesota, or it can be a notary, and then the notary would have to, you know, notarize it like they would have according to the normal notary process. So that kind of helps the kids that are off in college.
Right.
You know, if they're somewhere where they're not going to find a lot of registered voters in Minnesota hanging around.
Right.
They can have it. They can go through the notary process to have that witness.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I didn't know that they had to have someone. Okay.
Yeah. We have to have a valid witness or we
valid
have to
witness.
reject the ballot.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, thank you.
Another try.
Yeah. Right.
So, okay.
All right. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.